What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This will probably be a quick one because I actually do not feel well. I feel sick and I don't have a lot of energy, but I did have a weekend garage goal, and that was to get this car out of the garage. If you guys don't know this car, I've actually had it for a year. Haven't made a lot of content on it because it's kind of been, on the back burner, kind of whatever about it. But yeah, this is definitely something I want to start tackling into again so I can drive it and enjoy it. It's awesome. So if you don't know this car or you're new to the channel or something, yeah, it's been months since you've seen it. It came to my possession as a present, and it actually only had 5 cylinders. So it was a project car from the start, and had to do a little compression test to see what was going on, and found it had 0 compression on cylinder number 6. And after that, we went ahead and pulled the head off and found that there was some damage done in cylinder number 6, and on the piston and the head, mostly the head. And so I just replaced the head, new head gasket, ARP head studs, because I like them better than stock head studs, and the car seems to be running perfectly smooth, back on 6 cylinders, no overheating issues and none of that stuff. So this is actually my first time actually driving it since I got it running again. So just want to pull out the garage and take it for a quick little spin. All right, I'm just going to take this thing around the neighborhood. Can't really go far. I mean, probably can. I'm sure this car will run forever now. But allegedly, it doesn't have insurance or registration yet. So weird driving an automatic E36. That's still not used to it yet. feels kind of cool. I will probably manual swap this thing way down the line. I'm not in a rush to do it, especially since this thing has such low mileage on the chassis, and I'm sure the transmission is still kind of new. So it's 106,000 miles, and I'm sure the transmission only has 106,000 miles. So this is an M52 B25. This is a 323, so it's dog shit slow. So I have there's not going to be any performance gains on this car, so I kind of don't care that it's automatic. It's just going to be a stance car anyways. I probably won't go too overboard with stance. I've definitely done my overboard stance era, and I mean, there's no guarantee. We'll see what happens. If I start putting some wheels on there that don't fit, then I got to make adjustments. So well, right now I am on max speeding rods. They're SP1 coils. They're better than their basic ones. Remember, they sent me those, and I remember as soon as I pulled them out of the box, they just looked and felt a whole lot better. I had the regular max speeding rods on the drift car. They actually came with the car, so but I could definitely tell the difference between that and the SP1s. SP1s, of course, are a little bit more expensive. I think they gave me a discount code. It might still work. I'll double check with them before I post the video, and if I do, then I can put it right here in the link. So but yeah, just want to drive this thing around the block, and it's kind of cool. So it is loud because it doesn't have a cat back on. It's right here. I still have a box full of bolts sitting next to me. Let me get up this hill. But it is nice to have 6 cylinders. So you can definitely tell it has 6 cylinders again. So yeah, as far as the coils and everything, right now the tires are kind of flat spotted because the car's been sitting on, especially on the rear wheels, it's been sitting on the jack stands for, I don't know, probably 6 months, honestly. So the check engine light is still on. I'm going to read the code in a little bit to see what it is. I wanted to drive it and see if maybe it'll just turn off on itself since it's my first drive. But so far it's not bad. So the coilovers, I don't hate them. I've dealt with cheap coilovers. I've dealt with expensive coilovers. Ebony, you guys know Ebony, the Turbo E36. She's on Broadway Statics. You know, those are super expensive. And this one's on max speeding rods. It's like kind of like the total polar opposite. You know, you got cheap coilovers, you got expensive coilovers. Am I saying they compare? I'm not saying that. Calm down. But I'm just saying I've done both. I know how they both feel, and these are acceptable, especially at a lower price range. So I don't hate them, is what I'm saying. Before I had Fortune Autos, I actually had Racelands on Ebony, and they were okay, but you were kind of limited on what you can do. They didn't have any camber adjustment or anything. They didn't have any dampening adjustment. They were super basic. It was just literally ride height, and some of it was really bouncy and didn't really compress very well. So when I put bigger wheels on the rear, I kept hitting my fenders. And I remember last time I drove this car, when I first put the wheels on, I never hit my fenders or anything. So I mean, fitment's kind of on point, if you guys can see, you know, I did my math. But we're gonna take this thing on the main road real quick. I can get a little bit faster, and this thing is so slow. Oh my god, it would be faster. That was a big bump, and that bump didn't really toss me, so they're not super bouncy. Like I said, they're actually not super bouncy. Now you can make dampening adjustments and preload adjustments on the rear shocks if they do get bouncy. If you guys have a set and you're like, oh, these are too bouncy, try to twist the shock all the way down. The rear shock has preload. Unlock that collar, twist it all the way down, it won't be as bouncy. I had that same problem when I first put my Broadways on. I had it too high. I hit a bump, and I mean, I had high spring rates. I think I have 18K in the rear, and when I hit a bump, it tossed the back of my car up in the air, and after I adjusted the preload, it didn't do that anymore. So this would be the same thing. I left the preload where it was, that way I could make adjustments higher or lower if I needed to, and so far it seems to be okay, so I'm just going to leave it here. But the car, it's slow, but it seems to be driving perfectly fine. Alignment's on point. I'm not even holding the wheel right now. So this is great. I have a car again. Just got to figure out what the check engine light is. Definitely want to dig into it. I need to fix interior. I need to fix the top. Just trying to figure out like what my plans are with the car now that it's like out of the garage. So so hopefully I start touching this car. Hopefully I start messing with it, making it cool, making it drivable, getting it registered allegedly, because it's but yeah, this car is great. I can't wait to actually tackle and drive this thing, but I just wanted to take it for my first spin with 6 cylinders after the head work, and it's holding temperatures, it's driving perfectly fine. Also, I removed my corner lights already. You remember last time I took that drive, both my corner lights fell out when I got on the main road. I already removed them before I left. That way I don't have to deal with that issue. I'll get them bolted. I like to zip tie them directly to the headlights, that way they never come off, and I just haven't done it yet because I have to take the headlights back out to do that. So but this is a nice little cruise, so I'm just gonna turn around, go back home before I get in trouble. But this thing, it works. Let's see what this 0 to 60 in this thing is. 60. Allegedly. Yeah, that was about, I don't know, 12 seconds. I didn't count. It's not fast. It's definitely not fast. It's definitely, I think it's slower than my M50 car, honestly, because they throttle the 323s down so much. It's like you got the M50 and the M52, and you know everybody's big upgrade on the M52 is to put the M50 intake manifold on it, but you still have a 2.5 liter bottom end. So this car has a 2.5 liter bottom end and an M52 intake manifold, so it just gets downgraded both ways. So it is what it is. But again, it's not a fast car. Doesn't tend to be a fast car. I don't plan on boosting it, but I could. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, let's go home and at least try to figure out what the check engine light is. We got an issue. I didn't turn it off. Transmission light came on right when I was pulling the driveway. So that's interesting. Still works, but it's very jerky. Oh god. Might have changed the transmission sooner than I thought. That was weird, because I went from drive. See how jerky that is? I don't know if you guys catch that on camera. And then when I went to put it in park, huh? It's interesting. And what does this do? I have no idea what that button does. I don't know what that does. I don't know automatics. I don't think it's manual shift because there's gears right here. I don't know. Anyways, let's figure out what this light is. Forgot there's no intake on there. Alright, and I'm glad this is OBD2. Makes this a little bit easier to run codes. I'm gonna put my little, this is a, I don't know how many pin this is, I forget, but I got this off Amazon. It's a little, whatever, E36 to OBD port adapter, and then I can run one of these. You're probably expecting a Carly ad here, but I don't have a Carly ad. So Carly, if you're watching this or stumble across this, hook me up, because I'll use the Carly. Oh, and the random little coolant everywhere, little splatters. When I was filling this up, it was hitting my fan and kind of tossed it all over my engine bay. I'll rinse it off one day, but not important. All right, I'm connected to that thing via Wi-Fi. We're gonna turn the ignition on. And then we're gonna let it connect and check codes. The trans light went off already. All right, so I think it's connected. Let's see if we hit fault codes. There we go. There's some fault codes. So the red means it's already in there. Yellow is pending. Right here we got misfire, cylinder 5, cylinder 6. That was probably because it was misfiring cylinder 5 and number 6. Mainly number 6 because it had no compression. So that's probably what that was. So we can probably clear those out. And then this is powertrain, mass airflow sensor, secondary air injector, and I don't know what all this crap is, but is there a way to clear it? Should be able to clear it. Clear faults on ECU. Act like we ain't see them. It took a while, but I reset the codes and then I checked the codes again, and it shows the pending code. So I don't know, maybe they'll go away. But let's just start it and see if immediately the check engine light goes away. Immediately. Transmission's light off too. Maybe I just need to like not beat on it, because transmission light wasn't on until I beat the crap out of it. So maybe I just don't need to do that. Let's try to scan the codes again, see what comes up. Okay, so one of them went away. I don't remember which one it was, but making progress, I guess. So anyways, it's dark now. I'm not going to do too much to this car right now. We can figure out other stuff later, but it's a start. All right, well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. I just want to pull this thing out of the garage and actually do something on it. So hopefully we can start tackling this thing soon. So I don't think I ever told you guys a name. That is Stancy Stacy. So you guys meet Stancy Stacy. So that is her name. We got Ebony. We got Roxanne over there, the drift car. We got Stancy Stacy. So yeah, so you guys meet Stancy Stacy. Hopefully we can start getting some things going on it soon. And yeah, just want to make a video on it and pull out of the garage and make a garage goal, and we did that. So probably put Roxanne in the garage now, because she's been getting beat up pretty bad lately. So she needs a break. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Deuces. I will see you in the next one.